Hello everyone, Dan Hook here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about character development and how I approach it. It's not to say it's the right way, it's not to say it's the best way, but it's the way I approach it to try and make believable characters who you can relate to. So the first thought I think of is don't make them perfect. I mean, I don't know anyone who's perfect. We all make mistakes. We're all not very skilled at certain things, and it makes us relatable. I mean, a film that comes to mind when I think about that in perfection wise is the film Taken. You got Liam Neeson, ex-assassin or whatever he was doing, highly skilled, highly trained. Someone kidnaps his daughter or wife or something. It's been a while since I watched it, and he goes and kicks their ass. You expect it. It's a good piece of action. It's a good film in that respect. But when I'm watching it, I personally don't relate to Liam Neeson because he's an ex-assassin who can kick everyone's ass and can take care of himself. He doesn't appear to have any faults other than his family keep getting taken. So it's not to say you can never have a highly trained, highly skilled character who's good at everything, but to relate to them, you either got to be that highly trained, skilled Liam Neeson type of character, which I am definitely not, or they've got to have some flaws and imperfections that means you can go, yeah, I would probably do that as well. Of course, when you do this, you've then got to try and not make your character seem too weak or too unskilled or too useless. So it's kind of a balance. Like, they might be really skilled in one department, but then really not skilled in the other department. I mean, maybe Liam Neeson, he's really skilled at kicking people's asses, but he's terrible at family and family management and relationship building. So I suppose you could argue that point. But yeah, I mean, for me, I like an underdog. You know, if they appear not centre stage, not skilled and can kill everyone that they want, and they have to build and develop and progress and overcome certain obstacles, and then they're able to, sort of maybe, you feel like you get a bit more satisfaction out of it. Now, moving on from making mistakes, obviously some characters do make questionable decisions that might seem a little bit harsh or mean or stupid. I think it is good to have a spoonful of that every so often because they do make questionable decisions, people. Like, they do things and you wonder how, why, or what. But yeah, so you gotta handle that a little bit. I mean, I've got a character who, he gets irritated, he tries his best to be nice, but if you just grind his gears the wrong way, he snaps and is a bit of an asshole. Just a little bit. I mean, obviously, you don't want the reader to hate the character. You don't want them to be like, oh, I can't read this character, he's like too awful. Although I suppose you could. I want them to be able to relate to what they're doing and then just be like, whoa, I mean, that was a little bit harsh. You probably didn't need to do that. Because people do that all the time. You know, they all have their own motives, conflicts, and that relates into then continuity. So if my semi-aggressive or semi-odd evil, not evil, but interesting character, if he lashes out at certain things, I've got to make sure he always lashes out if those things are the same sort. So if someone pokes him and he hasn't done anything, and if someone pokes him again and then he just stabs them, that's kind of a bit random. Unless there's obviously been some internal build-up where he's been getting annoyed, and then he lets it all out and kills someone, which he wouldn't do. But there either has to be build-up to explain why there's a change in the behaviour, and if there isn't a build-up, then there shouldn't be any change in the behaviour, because if it's not noted as to why they're changing, or seeing how their character develops, it will seem a little bit weird. So continuity in the fact that if he lashes out all the time, he lashes out all the time. If he doesn't, why hasn't he? Have you explained that to your reader? Now, has he learnt to manage it? But we as readers need to know that he's learnt to manage it. I can't just be like, oh, and he woke up one morning and he was completely fine. Is he in a happier mood? Is he in a worse mood? How's he feeling? Did he have a good night's sleep? Is he more likely to kill someone? Is he more likely to give someone a nice hug? All these things. I might have just been repeating myself there, by the way. I do apologise. I thought I said it, but then I wasn't sure if I said it the right way, so I just went to go and say it again and again and again. But yes, consistency in behaviour. And also language. So, I mean, upon editing my book, or still editing, I'm just waiting at the moment, I had a character who was not sworn. He didn't swear, and at the very end, that he swore. Now, that's fine, But when I was editing it, I was like, wait, who is this? Like, what am I doing? Like, why have they sworn? It didn't make any sense. Like, there was no reason for them to randomly swear. It wasn't in their character. It was completely out of place. So I obviously got rid of it and edited it out. But that's not to say I've got anything against swearing. I mean, I've got some characters that, swear a fair amount, but it suits them. It suits their lingo and how they're talking and what they're doing. And for the majority of the time, those certain people are always bad-mouthing. So yeah, I mean, same I guess with similar swearing is like some of my characters have certain cues or tics or things that they repeat or say or sound. And it's good to have that because when you're reading, you can sort of guess who's talking, even though you shouldn't guess, like you should know who's talking all the time anyway. But it helps create a sense of who's talking and that they're different characters by the way that they speak and how they speak. Because not everyone speaks the Queen's English or English at all. But yeah, I mean, I can't really think of any more points. Again, it's just me, like, developing a character, you just don't want them to be too perfect. They need to have their imperfections and flaws and mistakes that they make, because that's what everyone does. And it's the path of seeing them develop and grow throughout the story that makes you attached to them. Maybe towards the end they're going to be that badass killer that's going to suddenly, go on a crazy rampage and you get rid of all the evil people. But yeah, that's it for this video. I'm trying to be a bit more regular in making them, but, as I think I mentioned in my last one, the sun, I need the sun to be here, and it only just works when it is. And that's in the morning, and I'm usually not in the morning because of work. So I had the day off today, so I could make it. Characters, they need to have their flaws, man. They need to learn a lesson. That's what they need to do. But anyway, yes, feel free to follow me on Twitter, sign up to my mailing list, the link will be in the description below. And yeah, book-wise, still kind of waiting on these proofreads to come through. I got my first book, which I don't have, I gave to someone already, which, I kind of wanted to keep it because, it's the first one. But still, so hopefully next week, I thought it was going to be this week, but they're not here yet. So next week I should get 10 or so more books that I can give out to my beta readers and get some feedback, and I can get editing again, and then all will be good with life. Oh, I finished my, boots. Almost finished my boots. I've got a little bit more to do. But yeah, if you sign up to my mailing list, you'll hear all of that. I basically just round up what I've done that week, however little or large it is, and sort of post it out to your emails. So yeah, cheers for watching.